Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of entitled Parents. In today's episode, entitled Dad Secretly Wears My Underwear. IDK What to Do About My Mother. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled Dad Secretly Wears My Underwear. Before anyone get the wrong idea, I'm a man. My parents end up moving in with me on my house since last year after the pandemic hit, when they lost our old house because Dad sold it, and some drama ensue. Long story that I know Reddit is tired of hearing already after me whining about it for months. Anyway, I got depressed and slept on the couch for a long time while my parents used the one and only room in my small house. Then, recently I managed to get back on my feet and after some renovations got a new room for myself, so I started to move my things out of my old room, used by my parents, into my new room. That's when I learnt my dad wears my clothes, including my underwear. I just found it out when I noticed while I'm reorganizing that I seem to be missing an underwear. It wasn't in the hamper, nor anywhere in the house, so I asked my mom if she knew anything about it. Me, have you noticed anyone going through my stuff during the renovation? I seem to be missing something. Mom, not really, what did you lose? Me, a pair of boxers. Mom, ask your dad, he might be wearing it today. Me, wait, what? Why? Mom, why not? You're not wearing it? Me, he wears my underpants? Mom, yeah, he wears your shirt and pants too, especially around the house when he comes home. Me, really? Mom, you didn't know, raised an eyebrow in disbelief. I'm sure you must have noticed it by now. It's more than a year since we moved in. But I didn't. I was in a dark place for quite a long time. Me, but why would he do such a thing? Mom, big deal much? He has been doing that since you were a teen and both of you started wearing the same size of clothes, remember? He'll buy you whatever you wanted, then he wears them when you're at school or away. Me, but it's totally unhygienic. Mom, I think your dad just want to feel young. Don't feel bad about it. I always washed them for you back then. Me, but now, I am the one washing these. I didn't know that he had worn them. I was technically washing and wearing old man's underpants. Mom, oh sweetie. Remember when you were a kid, Dad washes your underwear too, you know? Just think of it like you are just washing his this time around. But that's the thing. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man, and thinking about another man wearing my underpants, let alone my father, gross the sh*t out of me. Not to mention, he takes it without permission. Worst, I even wash those things by hand. I don't use the washer for my underpants. So now I had touched and washed another man's bodily fluids off my clothes. Yuck. Just because he bought me clothes when I were a kid doesn't mean he is entitled to share clothes with me. And he was doing this all my life. If he wanted a shirt or pants, he could have asked and I could buy him new ones, same style even. We could be twinsies for all I care. But wearing my clothes? Ugh. Why haven't I noticed it earlier? This explains a lot why I had to wash twice as much during the last few months. I wasn't really myself for a while back then, and I'm doing chores instinctively like a robot. I was pretty hung up on worrying about washing my dad's worn underpants, but then I realized I probably won't mind wiping his as when he's old and senile a few decades from now eventually. Maybe Mom's right? Is it really too big of a deal? Right. Mom probably noticed I was spiraling in my thoughts, and she broke the silence. Mom, hey there, you okay, sweetie? Don't be mad, he probably just likes to wear your stuff. Don't worry, he do wash them too, you know. Sometimes. And she was laughing her ass off. Me, nice one, Mom. Real nice, sad face. As I locked myself in my room filled with anger and rage, I kept thinking of ways how to tell my dad to back off and stop wearing my pants. But the more I think about it, the less angry I get. F***ck, I can't get mad thinking how stupid it was. He was probably more ignorant than entitled. Both my parents don't know anything about boundaries. Heck, I didn't even get to have my own room when I was a kid. We had to share a room all my younger years until I moved out. There is also a slim chance that my mom could be joking. But I know my dad. And I'm pretty sure he could actually do it. And he definitely won't stop even if I confront him. So now I'm thinking of not confronting my dad directly. I'm pretty sure it would just end up in more drama. I don't want any more drama in my life again. I just got over one. I don't want to end up hating and resenting him again or me succumbing back to the darkness. I want to let go of all my hate and anger. So I'm thinking maybe I should just do a prank. Something to get back at him. Exact my revenge in some harmless way. Something big to get his attention, but something we could laugh about afterward. I'm thinking of putting itching powder on my underwear, but it could be too much. Or maybe just unstitch my pants so it would tear off easily when worn, but it could be difficult to pull off. I had always been a serious person. Maybe too serious, those overly emotional type. I never did a prank before, so I don't know what I'm doing. What do you guys think? Any ideas? Smiley face. Sorry for the weird formatting. I was originally planning on posting this on r/advice or r/off my chest and whine about it more. But after writing it, I thought that I find it more funny than sad or annoying. Gone was the anger and my rage dissipated. So I thought I would just share it in this sub instead. And adjusted it to include some dialogues. I'm not a native English speaker, so it might sound off. But I did my best to translate it as close as possible. Not the usual EP stuff, I know, but I find it hilarious, even if the joke is on me, hee hee. Let's just make fun of my dad. Maybe I'll show him your comments, smiley face. IDK what to do about my mother. I'm 26 years old, soon to be 27. I'm the oldest of 4. 3 of us are adopted, I'm the only girl and the youngest isn't adopted. I admit I got in a lot of trouble in high school, and had a bad group of friends. Not drugs or drinking, but they shoplifted a couple times, and I followed because they were older. Obviously I got in trouble, and paid for it. This whole issue started long before thing though. My mom and dad adopted me at 2 and around 8 my mom started making me do dishes and feed the animals. She kept the house a mess, and on the weekends while most kids were out with play dates, or having fun, I was stuck at home cleaning everything. My room was the only clean room in the house 90% of my childhood. There were a few times she would make me clean something because my dad fussed about the house always being a mess when he came home from work, so she had me do it, then would take credit. As a teenager I was still doing the same stuff. Except I'm 15, I want to go out with friends. My social life suffered because she wanted me home every weekend to clean. She made me quit my part-time job at 16 to stay home and clean. She would get overly aggressive and toxic towards me about certain things when I stood up for myself. She hated every friend group I had, so I gave up trying to find friends who she would like and just hung out with whoever. She made fun of my friend because she dressed punk. And *T talked the others about their clothes, and if their shirt was too low cut, etc. This was all around 2011. I was at school one day wearing a tank top layered with a sheer Aeropostale t-shirt. Some guy got my number and left voicemails on my phone about my BS, and my dad was mad and took it to the cops for harassment. My mom punished me and told me I wasn't allowed to wear anything but t-shirts and jeans the rest of the year. No dresses or blouses and no shorts. My grandma, her mom, said it was ridiculous to not allow me to dress like other students. My grandma was a teacher. At the beach one time we were looking for shark teeth in the sand. She found a pretty big mako tooth, about half an inch, and my dad thought it was cool. I, being 15, found a rather large, 1 inch, I still have it, mako tooth in perfect condition. It is a graphite color, so pretty old. My dad was in awe, and at 15 I was so happy and wanted a necklace made out of it. My mom gave me her famous glare she always gives me. As my dad walked onwards, she whispered that I only found that tooth to make him give me attention. I'm not gonna discuss the physical hits and throwing stuff at my face that happened over the years, but it happened and I had many busted lips and bloody noses. I moved out at 18 after almost a year of college studying game design. I had friends and wanted to go out and hang with them or play video games. She wouldn't allow it, and I had to go straight home if I wasn't working. I finally had it because I told her I had to work. I really told her that so I could go with my 2 guy friends and one's girlfriend to her house to play a new PC game. Landmark, if anyone remembers it. She stalked me on my phone and screamed at me in front of them all. I moved out that night and never went back. I still saw her at family events, and we made up partially. I regularly get upset with how she treated my 2 brothers the same, but the youngest is treated like a young prince. I know she never wanted me per her words, telling me she only adopted me because my dad wanted a daughter. But she doesn't make him do any chores. He got a cell phone at 12, and now at 17, he goes wherever he wants whenever. Has never done a chore. I have a special needs brother, and a coworker also has a special needs sibling, so I told my mom what they did to help him, and she glared at me saying I didn't need to tell her how to parent, even though they clearly were stressed with him not even trying to better himself. He has an eating disorder, and will eat and eat and eat. I'm worried about his health and weight because he's way too big now, and I'm scared he will ruin his body and be bedridden by 30. My parents just say there is nothing they can do for him, even though I said he needs a therapist because they can help him. Last night was our Thanksgiving at my dad's mom's house. I asked my brother to pass the cranberry sauce when he finished. As he handed it to me, the other brother grabbed it, and I said I asked for it next. He said he hadn't had any yet and left it at that. I went to the bathroom to wash my hands and freshen up. I then heard my mom sh*t talking me about that incident to my grandmother, who defended me, saying how I was an hole for fussing at my brother. Like WTF, I just said that I actually asked for it next as he took it from my other brother. Not a big deal, but the fact she brought it up again behind my back pissed me off. I left the bathroom and walked out the door after saying bye. She followed me out and I confronted her. She tried to say that she was talking to my middle brother, but I came out less than a minute after, and he was still curled up on the sofa with my dad watching a TV show, so I know that was a lie. I then told her I was tired of her glaring, fussing and acting like I'm still a teenager when I'm 26. She said she is my mother and she is in charge. She raised her hand screaming at me like she was gonna hit me, then thought better. I told her out of anger that she is not my mother and I no longer have one. She told me not to come to Thanksgiving today at my other grandparents' house, and called me ab*tch as she walked away. IDK if I should just apologize and keep dealing, or if I should leave it at that. P.S. Sorry about fast typing, I'm just frustrated.